All right, stone's throw from the Capital Beltway at the National Capital Curling Center. It is draw 5 of the Embassy Row, Thailand, Bonspiel. I'm Bo Dewar. I'm joined today by Dylan Klemsky and Janine Green.
Hello.
Hello. So our feature game today is the Revengers from Potomac against Keep Calm and Curry On from Butts County. We can introduce the players a bit later. Sheet C is We're Here from the Pad Thai from Potomac, and Disgusted and Aroused, a hodgepodge from Columbus, Mayfield, and Pittsburgh. Sheet D is essentially a battle for first place and quite possibly a spot in the A final between Eye of the Thai-ger, Thai spelled T-H-A-I, from Philadelphia Curling Club, and No Tie Games from Potomac Curling Club. The bell has rung, which means teams will be out on the ice
Shortly?
very shortly. Okay, we have been informed. Did she say 12:43? Because that would be 3 minutes ago.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Christine, she's a lovely gal, but I guess she hasn't or doesn't have the skill to project.
All right.
Am I on?
You see some of our rods from B and C.
Ooh, and of course, second from the left, second from the bottom is Bob and Sarah Jo Peltier. And Bob, we hope you are feeling better. And Sarah, we miss you.
And this is not the sheet that has the red 5 standing by, which is kind of too bad. But in continuing with the theme of what we were talking about earlier,
Oops.
in the afternoon broadcast, you can see SMBE, home of deep fried scrapple.
Yes.
Continuing the scrapple theme from the earlier broadcast. Sheet A is empty today. So we have A, B, and C, B, C, and D. We will rotate between many views, but we will stay primarily on Sheet B, our feature game. It is right in front of us. It does take a minute, of course, to figure out who is going to be on
what color.
On what color.
So
right.
Pay attention to that. That's why the score sheet is not shown up on the screen yet. After we have that figured out, that we're probably, you just put it up.
Yes, I did. I'm very quick.
Sure, right after I say it's not up.
That's right.
All right, for those who have not listened before, we are at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center in the outskirts of Laurel, Maryland, the beautiful town of Laurel, Maryland.
Okay.
As Bo said, a stone's throw from the D.C. Beltway. That could be good or bad.
A quick word on the score sheet, the scores that you may see here. We are about to confirm whether we have red or yellow on each sheet, and we will be paying attention to Sheet C a good bit because I know that the lead for Disgusted and Aroused, Harley Rohrbacher, I believe she had a relative tune in on yesterday's podcast. Ken Clark, the wizard of the webcast, the man who set all this up, has confirmed that Disgusted and Aroused is yellow. Okay.
Yes.
And on Sheet D, it would appear that we are correct and No Tie Games is red.
And on B, we believe that the Revengers are yellow and the Keep Calm and Curry On are the red, we believe. That's the Bucks County team that has the yellow, so maybe I have it backwards.
Yeah, the Butts County team is Keep Calm and Curry On.
And they do have yellow.
And they do have yellow. Their lead, Ellen Finkelstein, is up in the hack right now.
All right, here we go. First stone on its way down. Wow, some, I guess you would say furious. I don't want to say furious, but it looks a little bit like furious sweeping there. Maybe it's because he's just going back and forth a lot.
Well, they did have to struggle a little bit to get over the hog line.
They got it there. Yep. All right, so I'm assuming this is Henrik Carlson of the Revengers, his second stone. Okay. All right, and we're approaching the hog line, and oops, kind of move that guard out of the way. And by the way, that is one of the new rules that they're experimenting with. A no tick rule.
Yeah, we're not doing it here just yet, thankfully, or else we'd all be very, very confused.
Yeah, and that means, well, you also have the 5 rock rule, which is the first 5 stones. If they're in a guard position, you cannot take them out of play. Unless they end up in the house, then you can, and then it's fair game.
There will be some experimentation at the World Championship with the no-tick rule, which you might officially call the anti-John Landsteiner rule, since John Landsteiner, the lead for John Schuster's team, is quite accomplished at it. Of course, John Schuster has to win 2 straight games to make it back to the Olympics because Corey Dropkin beat him in game 1 of the best-of-3 final in the Olympic trials last night.
All right, and the tick rule is, you can only bump guard. Oh,
right, if the guard in the first 5, you can't tick a guard that is touching the center line. Now, some of the experimentation with that is that you can't do that until the final end.
Which is, so stay tuned. We're not doing that here. We do not want our folks to be more confused than necessary. Okay. Bucks County Curling Club is up now, and okay. Past the first hog, approaching the second. A little bit of sweeping going on there. Oh, ooh, just went past. Is it going to bite? No, it will not. All right. But what? Okay. So there's no one in the house.
Oh, that would explain why when I hit the house view, there was no rock in place.
Yes. All right, back at the hack. Here we go. Your Revengers are... All right, second hog. And there you go. Oh, this one may actually get in the house finally.
Yep, that's going to draw around.
Yep. 12, 8, 4. And back into 8.
For the person who was following Harley Rohrbacher yesterday, it appears that she is not playing lead today. She just delivered second stones. I think a lot of people have messed with their order, so we will not be showing names in the course of this.
Because as Jillian just said, we would not want to get the names incorrect for those watching at home.
Right.
Thank you, Dylan.
So we can at least tell you who's on each team, and we can do that, or more specifically, you two can do that.
Yes.
At some point soon.
Please, we are on YouTube, obviously, and there is a chat set up, so please send us, where you're watching from, your club. Ooh. Oh, it's still hanging on. All right. Got one on the 4-8. Does that look like a takeout call to you, Dylan?
It certainly looks like that's what they're going for here. We'll see exactly how much ice he gives, see what the weight call on this is.
Mm-hmm. And if you are wondering or curious why some of the team names are kind of odd, this is our annual Embassy Row Bonspiel, and each year we pick a different country, and this year it is Thailand. So you will see teams using Thai, Thai, or curry, or pad Thai in their team name.
So with that last shot, Keep Calm and Curry On went a little wide, didn't get that takeout, and now the Revengers are looking to put another stone right in front.
Now I can tell you that up now for Keep Calm and Curry On from Butts County, that is Ryan Hook Daddy Hooker, the man wearing virtually nothing.
Oh, stop.
The man who's competing with Potomac's own Jimmy Fallon for wearing the skimpiest top on the ice. Jimmy Fallon tends to wear things that are virtually transparent.
Just a warm body.
Yeah. And no, that is not the Jimmy Fallon who hosts the talk show. This Jimmy Fallon is considerably funnier, or is less likely to crack up during sketches and ruin them. So I am showing the 30% view to show you what's going on sheet C. You can see there a lot of rocks, but not necessarily anything in the house.
Oh, there's some sweeping on that one.
A little bit less ice on that call.
Yes, it goes past their own guard. Is it gonna? Yes, it will. Okay, it'll push the other yellow to the back 12.
Right. Quick look at the house there. And again, we're looking at this to where the back of the house is at the bottom of the screen.
So yellow is shot rock.
Turn that to the overhouse.
The house view over there.
All right, yellow coming into the house, past the 12, into the 8. Ooh, touching the 4. Nicely done. However, I think red is second.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, a little strategy discussion down there.
All right. I'm going to flip over and show you C house for the first of the skip rots here, which will be thrown by the yellow team Disgusted and Aroused. That's Columbus, Mayfield, and Pittsburgh. So they are facing 2 or possibly 3. This is Nick Sanders, their skip. They are nice enough to wear name on the back here. I'll leave it on C house, or actually flip to this so you can see that shot coming in. Again, this is the first of the skip rots on sheet C. It is not going to make it through that phalanx of guards, and it's not going to, it's promoting one yellow.
It may be biting. We can't tell from this angle.
Let's take a look at their house.
Ooh.
It is biting, but certainly not out counting any of those reds.
True. All right, back to B.
Back to B.
Please.
The Revengers are about to throw their first of the skips rocks.
Indeed. And again, we are at the Potomac Curling Center at the National Capital Curling Center. And the Brooms Up folks are here. So if you need to purchase some curling gear, shoes perhaps, a replacement head for your broom or the broom itself. We have been informed that they are available today from noon to 8 p.m. and tomorrow from 10 to 1 p.m. Okay, that is going on through the house, but it took out the 2 hangers on. Okay, so the overhead we got, looks like 1 yellow to me, Dylan. What do you think?
I think you might be right. It's really close for that. There's 2 on the outside of the forefoot, but I think you are correct that that red is slightly out counting the second yellow. But Keep Calm and Curry On has the hammer in this end. So they're just getting to their first skips rocks here.
All right, and strategy discussion.
On our split screen now, you have the hack on the left, skip on the, or the house on the right.
So we got your beginning and the end covered right now. And in case you weren't sure, within the club, this is 100% volunteer club. So we are all volunteers. So if you do not like the commentary, you can say so, but we are not professionals.
I am.
Well, except,
sort of.
Except for Bo.
All right, Keep Calm and Curry On.
Well,
We believe the skip is Mark Steifenhofer.
ooh, it's off to the right. All right. I don't think they're going to get that to the house. What do you think, Dylan?
No, but that
Nope.
is going to help protect from a takeout.
True, but there is, well, then again, if you're part of the U.S. curling team, you could probably get through that port. I could not.
No, I could not make that port shot either.
Either that or it would be a complete accident.
All right. We're on to the hammer on sheet C. We're here for the pad tie. Take a very quick look at the house there.
Oops.
A very quick look at the house there. So is yellow, Disgusted and Aroused, has 1 in there, but if it can be hit, that could be a hit for 4, but let's see if that is actually feasible, as we have the stick delivery here of Dan Kennedy, and we'll explain in just a second why Dan Kennedy is skipping this team. And yeah, he has a clear path to that.
Oh, but hit his own stone.
Oh, hit his own stone, and so that's going to end up a steal of 1
On sheet C.
for Disgusted and Aroused.
Sheet B, we are back at the hack.
Indeed we are. Take a look there at what is being called.
Okay. And this is the last skip rock in the first end for the Revengers.
Revengers from Potomac. Again, we will get you all these team names, or all these team people, shortly.
Okay, past the hog, past,
But not past that guard.
Nope.
not past that one. And it may or may not be biting, but obviously at this point in time, it will not be a counter.
Unless they do the routine double of the 2 yellows.
Yeah.
The routine double, as we kept mentioning in the last.
That would be for Canadian players.
Yep.
That would be considered a routine double for them. We, our skills are not quite there yet. But that doesn't matter. That is part of the fun of curling. Even if the opposing team makes a great shot, you will congratulate them. You would tell them that's a great shot.
Sheet D on the showdown for first place in the blue group. That would be 2 for no tie games, skipped by Michael Dobbs of Potomac, our club president, in fact, taking 2 in the first end.
Sheet C, we have an update, yellow 1. So Disgusted and Aroused walked away with one.
Yeah, that was the shot that we just watched.
Oh, yeah. And you have it up already.
Yeah.
And
Okay, here
back
we
on sheet B,
Back on beat sheet.
you have the hammer.
Beat sheet. Sheet B, excuse me.
Trying to draw around and get a second counter here.
I would be stunned if that reaches
That's
anything.
not
gonna make
going
it.
to make it.
So let's look at our house.
So
One yellow, it
very
looks like.
definitely one for yellow, but
Yep.
yeah,
Be careful, I went sliding onto that. It's not pebble down.
Okay.
certainly looks like it should just be one for yellow there.
I went out there, I was like,
If they hang something different, we'll obviously let you know. But in our expert opinion,
they scrape it, but they don't pebble it then?
so
Someone
again,
saying they scrape it, but they don't pebble it there. I can vouch for the fact that everything was pebbled 2 minutes before we started.
yeah, and nipped.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we're about to get the second end underway.
Yeah, I'd like to see a confirmation of that score, but they have not put it up on the board yet because they're being bad little people.
Naughty, naughty.
Naughty, naughty, hang your score. I was told I could put a question mark in there, and I have.
Oh, it's on screen. All right, hold on. This one is slowly approaching the hog line, and did it get over? Just.
Wow.
It's a very high center guard for that first shot.
Yes, it is. But wow, it is like on the line. You wanted it center mass, it is.
Okay, and I've realized that there is one camera that is not there.
Here we go. The lead for the red team, the Revengers. It's on its way down. Here we go. All right, past the bar hog. And they are really sweeping hard. From this angle, it looks like it did not make it in the house. And it is not undercover. It is, you can completely see the stone from the hack. You think they're doing a draw and trying to go behind that red stone?
So it looked like he was calling to leave a center guard much closer into the house, but he was indicating that if it curled in behind that red guard, that they wouldn't have a problem with that either.
Okay.
Still waiting for confirmation of the score on sheet B.
Naughty little people.
Yeah.
So this one is
they
going to
won't-
be into the house.
It is indeed, and it is a little covered by, well, this would be a Chris Pry's shot for him to get it past the front yellow guard, past the red, and knock the yellow out of the 8-foot.
Sheet C is considerably farther along in their end, and they've put up quite a few guards in there. Disgusted and Aroused, putting up a lot of congestion in the center to make things difficult when we're here for the pad Thai. Again, Disgusted and Aroused, the hybrid kind of Great Lakes steel belt team, and we're here for the pad Thai is from Potomac.
Avengers looking to draw around, but this shot looks like it's much
yeah.
too heavy.
Yep.
It is. That's going to whiff.
Oh, they finally posted the score.
One yellow. Hey, we were correct.
That's right, one
What do you know?
yellow. That makes things a little easier, and this is the first of the second rocks, I believe.
And again, those who are not familiar with curling, you'll hear people yelling. That's okay. It's not in anger. It's because you've got to get your voice to the other end of the sheet.
Well, sometimes it's in anger.
No, stop. Or if you're really wanting your sweepers to sweep harder, you will yell something so they know to do what you ask. Right now, those two folks are just escorting yellow down. It's going to pass the hog line. And it will enter the house, but, all right, ooh. It hit their own stone.
Well, they split their own is one way of looking at it. So,
I don't think that would be a Canadian
routine double?
routine double. No,
Probably not.
probably not.
So.
Okay, so we wonder if Carla is watching again. She was watching the last game, but since Drew is
Drew's not playing. Drew has a...
Oh, yeah, he's over on sheet D.
Yes, he is in that battle for first, playing no tie games. So, Carla, if you're watching, let us know. Sheet D is where we have the most limited camera view, unfortunately, but I am seated to where I can keep an eye on it when I'm not pressing a whole bunch of buttons as I am now, as I see a redstone has gone
It's gonna
through.
go, yeah, right on through.
Yep.
That's a shame. I think that's the second redstone that did that.
Yeah,
I
two
think
in a
so.
row for the Revengers there.
The weight was good. I don't like this, I like the guard too. You got a preference?
Yellow really looking like they're trying to set up for a eventual steal. Gonna try to guard in front of that rock in the 8-foot just off the center line.
The concept of curling is to get more of your team stones closer to the center of the house, commonly referred to as the button, than the other team.
Gonna go a little farther than they wanted. Bump their own.
Yeah, but yellow still has 3. That would be a nice score.
I would definitely rather be yellow in this situation.
Next end, we may change our mind. Because as the game progresses, the ice does change. Some lanes will get a little faster, some not.
I want to try to take a look at C here because quite an interesting situation developing, and they are again farther along.
All right, here comes red. It does tick one of the yellows and takes it out. And the shooter itself goes out, so now yellow is down to 2. Possible score.
Yellow looking to put a guard right there again, out in front to protect it.
And those of us at the Potomac Curling Center, we are quite excited and anxiously awaiting the beginning of the Olympics in a couple of months.
I'll be writing a bit,
Good.
not for NBC.
Not this time.
No, I wrote for NBC during the Summer Olympics, and I'm still recovering.
All right, is it gonna touch the 12?
Yep.
Dylan, you called that one
is.
right. It is gonna bite. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you there.
It's fine.
Violence, I'm sorry.
That one did end up a little wider than what the skip had indicated he wanted, but
Hey, that's the game.
so the Revengers are gonna go for a upweight takeout here on the center line.
All right, let's get the camera
But it looks like it might actually be hitting
Yeah, the
the
yellow.
rock that the yellow team just delivered.
Or nothing.
Or they
Ooh.
managed to hit that port.
Wow.
The Justin Tucker right there.
Oh, goodness. Now, it was red that had the 2 other misses that went all the way through. Yeah. Okay, so both teams, since this is just the second end, both teams are still getting used to the ice.
And the ice does change quite a bit in just the first and second end, so it is somewhat difficult in those first 2 ends to keep up with how fast it changes. But it settles down a little bit once you get into the third end.
But then by the time you get to the 7th and 8th, it's different again. All right, here we go. The yellow looks like it may tick the one that's biting into the 12 more. Ooh, and biting the shooter. The shooter itself is biting. Huh. This is looking like 4.
I thought that was going to be perfect.
Let's take a look. That's 4.
Good to know.
That's most definitely 4.
Well, we still have skips rocks left for both teams. And
Well, yeah, and one last second ice. All right, here we go.
the Revengers opting to come in from the other side this time.
Ooh.
Looks like they might be trying to promote their guard up into out count.
I think indeed they are. Ooh.
I was going to say it was a bit heavy, but then it hit the yellow.
So red has now mitigated it down to only
1.
sitting 1 for yellow.
Again, for those who are new to curling, the closest stone to the button is yellow presently. That would count 1 if this was the end of this end. But you would stop counting because the red is the second closest.
And if you are new to curling, you obviously found us by accident. So you are watching the U.S. Olympic trials.
No, you're not.
Not sure why else you would tune in unless you randomly put in curling.
Oh, or your significant other or family members or friends are playing in one of these teams.
Hopefully your significant other has explained it to you, but we'll see. Sheet D just finished the second end, and it looks like a fairly big end for red unless there was a yellow hiding in there among all the rocks they just kicked away.
All right.
Hopefully someone can get me an update from sheet D in a little bit.
Here's our first skip rock. Oh boy.
Looking to displace that red.
Oh.
It actually,
Improved the red.
yeah. So
Red is now shot.
Yeah. Not exactly what they had in mind, I don't think.
We don't have that view. All right, I'll leave it on that overhead view. I'm going to also bring up sheet C. I believe the hammer is on the way on sheet C. You can see that there is a fair amount of congestion in there. I will keep an eye on that for you and try to let you know what happened there in a little while. Sheet D, for some reason, they are transporting a junior rock.
Huh?
J.R. Groves picked up a junior rock and moved it from one place to another. I would love to know why that, I mean, it was all on the carpet. It wasn't actually in play. That was just kind of odd. Okay, sheet C, this is indeed the hammer being delivered by Dan Kennedy. I forgot to explain why Dan Kennedy is skipping, because it's an interesting story. He has 1 red locked up. He is drawing for 2. They are sweeping furiously to get it in, and it appears that they got 2 red.
Okay. Back on B, we have a guard out front for red, but it's
They took a very long, you have not missed a rock. They took quite a while to discuss their their strategy for this. Still hoping for an update from D, as say relatively loudly so people over there will hear me. JR's son is there, but he is not in position to give me an update.
Okay. Here we go. Red in the house.
Is this another one that sails
man.
through? That's
Yes,
what.
it
That's
will be.
4 in this end,
No.
isn't it?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Well, they are still shot.
Yeah?
Don't like their odds of keeping it around. On sheet D, I've enlisted the significant other of one of the players to try to get us a score update.
On sheet C, they have gotten the third end underway.
Yep. All right,
And
here is our hammer. This is the hammer, correct?
on sheet B.
On sheet B,
No,
yes.
this is yellow's last rock.
Okay.
But red has the hammer here.
All right, they took care of business, it looks like.
So right now, it looks like yellow is sitting 2,
There's a chance it's 3.
possibly. So with the hammer here, red is in a position where they're going to be forced to draw for 1. Otherwise, they'll give up a steal at 2 or possibly 3. So they're going to have to try to hit the 4-foot here. It's not an entirely ideal situation for red.
All right, finally, we have played the end of the second end here on sheet B at a snail's pace here. This is kind of the opposite of our first session today, where sheet B was flying and the others were fairly complicated. This one we've had a lot of deliberation.
The hammer is coming in.
And boy, they worked hard on that.
And they are going to get this 1.
Okay, that one we can keep track of. That was 1 for the Revengers. So, to explain on sheet C why Dan Kennedy is skipping, we're here for the Pad Thai from Potomac. The usual skip of that team, or the listed skip of that team, is the great gentleman Alan McNeil, also Potomac. Alan McNeil is a little busy. He is officiating at the U.S. Olympic Trials. So, Alan, if you're listening, I'm sure you are. Hope you're enjoying your stay there in Omaha, and hope everything's going smoothly. And while we have this break, I think we can read through the teams.
Yes, on Keep Calm and Curry On, here on sheet B, we have Ellen and Ken Finkelstein, Ryan Hooker and Mark Steifenhofer. And for the Revengers, we have Henrik Carlson, Mark Carlson. Is that Camille Schlenger?
Camille Schlanger.
And David Schlenger.
Mm-hmm.
And over on sheet C, for Disgusted and Aroused, we have Harley Rohrbacher, Vincent Skebby, did I pronounce that correctly?
I did not have a chance to check in with them.
Okay.
Right.
I
And we
hope-
think they have changed their order a little bit.
And
But these are the names of the players. And Nick Sanders, I'm pretty sure, is the skip.
Okay, and the last player on that team is Sarah Sanders. And for We're Here for the Pad Thai, we have Michael Jones, Kurt Medland, Gordon Bodnar, and skipping is Dan Kennedy, in place of their usual skip, as mentioned before, Alan McNeil.
You going to the broad view so you can see the call there on sheet B. Still awaiting a score on sheet D, and they are I'm about to start banging on the glass.
Despite all of our furious attempts, none of the sheets have hung their second end scores.
Well, no, sheet C did.
Oh, have they?
Very good, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, they have. But we are furiously motioning to seat D to get theirs up, because
Okay.
they are almost halfway through the third end already, aren't
Right.
they? Over there.
Yeah. So, Carla, if you're watching, tell your boyfriend to start hanging those scores. Well, actually, he's not the vice. I believe we just saw Yellowstone go through in our feature game.
Yep. So we are on to second rocks for our feature game here. The Revengers looking to draw into the house here.
Finally, they hang the score, and it was a steal of 2 for no tie games. Yay, we know the score now. On our feature game, boy, we have seen so many shots going through on sheet B.
Yep.
So there's nothing in the house. Few guards.
Yellow looking to draw in this time, and
If this were to sit, it would be good, but I don't think it's going to sit.
it's going to end in the back of the house, but it will stick around in the back of the 8-foot.
And a celebration for a shot that sticks. I'm going to do a quick split screen so you can see what's going on sheet C, or more precisely, so I can see what's going on sheet C.
Oh my. This is going to be yet another stone that goes right through the house on sheet B.
Got a second shot in there.
Yep. So half the rocks have been thrown in sheet B for this third end.
We're already to skip rots on sheet C in the third end.
Sorry about that.
Red trying to draw in from the opposite side.
Oh
Here on our
no.
feature sheet, and
Oh no.
yet
They just keep
another.
going through.
That's 3 for them this end already.
Oh my. Total of,
After five stones this end, they've
gee.
put 3 of them through the back of the house, and the other 2 are sitting out in the guard zone.
The Revengers just, I think they just don't know their own strength.
Yeah, they certainly are a little heavy on their weights in this draw.
Hulk smash.
Okay, here we are. Yellow. The sweepers jump right on in there. Okay, past the far hog. It was approaching the house. It is in 12-8.
That one looks like it's going to stay
Back
close to
four.
where they want it. A little bit beyond the tee line, but, you know.
And a little bit of the 8-foot circle, but hey, you're sitting 3.
They are. Now, if red can put a stone right in front of that one, though, that would be in pretty good shape.
Another interesting thing about curling is every so often we get some flashy game wear.
Sheet D, by the way, they're delivering the hammer already in that one, and it looks like a very difficult situation there for Eye of the Thai-ger. Apologies to Carly if you're watching, although a very nice hit and roll, and is that going to get them one? Is that a measurement? Very nice hit and roll there by Drew Neal from Philadelphia. So
Back at the hack on B. Here we are. And it's on its way. Just calling to the sweepers to pick up the pace with their sweeping. Interesting.
All right. Well, we'll be down to skip strokes here on sheet B.
I would have put a guard, if anything, on the other side. Because there is a port there. You can get the red on the far left. You can get beside that one and knock a bunch of yellows out. But
now, quickly on sheet C, Dan Kennedy has a draw for 4.
oh my.
Yep. Showing the house there at top. House there for you at top right. You see Dan Kennedy who's a stick curler, like Alan McNeil, whom he is replacing, and this looks narrow. Or is it? He could bump a yellow in there and take away a lot of his own rods, or it could just come up light and just not quite get there.
Nope.
But that'll be 3 for Weirling here for the pad Thai. No, it would not be because yellow has hammer. Because I should be. That's the perils of trying to watch so many games at once.
All right.
Especially when people don't post scores as they're not on sheet D.
All right.
All right, so you're down to the first of the skips rocks here on sheet B.
All right. Taking a little bit of time to concentrate. And a nice release. All right. That skip rock is on its way. The first of 4 skip rocks. Okay, this is going to enter the house. How far in is the question? Oh my goodness.
That is,
Ooh.
looks like it is the new shot.
Yes, it does.
Oh, on sheet C, very impressive run back to score 1
Oh, wow.
by Nick Sanders for Disgusted and Aroused. So if the Rohrbacher family is peering in today, congratulations, you are now tied.
Haha, no tie.
Ah, no tie, that's right. And they hang their score right away. And we've just found out that over on sheet D, that was a nice little hit and roll, but it only cut the lead down to 1. So we'll show all of the scores for you here, and we're about to have, once 2 more rods have been thrown, we'll have another score. Of course, as we complain about people not updating their scores, they have still not hung the score from the second end here on our feature game. We just happen to know what it is because we've been watching so intently.
Okay. First skip rock for the Keep Calm and Curry On team out of Bucks County.
Yep.
Or if you're from where I grew up, you'd say Connie.
One more in.
I thought you would say Scrapple.
Oh, that too. But Tim has that T-shirt today on.
All right.
Yes, we have a tendency to talk about Scrapple. Our club has a number of Scrapple fans. Okay. Skip is coming right behind it. Here it comes, and it's going to promote the red and knock out one of their yellows and put another one back. Oh, I know that was not their intention. Was it, Dylan?
I don't think that was quite what they were hoping for. But
Curling is an up and down game.
red's still sitting just 1 here, but both of theirs are
Close.
fairly well protected.
Are they? Okay.
Certainly their shot rock is.
Okay, here we go. We can see the long shot on the right of your screen. Yes, they are well protected. You definitely have to come in from the left. Well, or wide right. All right, this will be the final rock for the Revengers at this end.
We've been neglecting our chat so far. Hello to Bryce Russ watching in Omaha, representing Rocket City Curling Club before heading to the Olympic trials tonight.
Ooh, look
Full
at
day
you.
of curling for you. That sounds awesome.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate this and enjoy tonight's games.
Okay. Meanwhile, on our feature game, we realize a couple of geological eras have passed, but we are finally having a shot from the Revengers.
Oh, goodness. All right, this is approaching the far hog line. It should be entering the screen on the right momentarily. There it is. Oh my. And it's another guard.
Well, let's take a look at that house. They are shot. Probably not, I would say definitely not second shot.
Not from this angle.
No, but in pretty good position to steal.
Oh, hey, they hung up the score for B for the second end.
Yeah, they did that relatively quickly, and also sheet D, I think after we read the riot act to them with various gestures and a sheet of paper taped to the glass, I think they have finally gotten the message. You know, there's some, tradition is that the Vice hangs the scores. To me, speaking as a webcaster, I don't care who hangs the scores. Just hang the score.
Just hang it.
My goodness. Let your lead have fun.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
don't keep your commentators stumped.
Right.
We can take pretty good guesses from the camera, but cameras sometimes lie a little bit. And,
Oh, we don't have we have a different angle upon it. Okay.
And we do
this-
have 3 games to watch.
Yeah, indeed. All right. So for our feature sheet, B as in Bravo. Keep calm and curry on. This is the last stone of the third end. Here we go. And he has pushed off the hack, and you can see that nice gentle release that most curlers gain over time.
I don't.
You just basically let go.
Lego my ego.
Okay, here we go. What are we looking at? Because right now it's
Oh, they
gonna
really have
have
to
to
get that
wait.
there. They're not going to.
no.
no,
Okay, so is that 1 or 2?
I'm gonna say one,
I
I'm
believe it is
saying
1.
one.
but they looked at it, so
Yeah, and they're kicking it away. We're going to go with 1 unless we hear otherwise.
okay.
All right, so our updated scores across the 3 sheets, and I'm going to give a quick look at where we stand in this Bondsfield. We have 10 teams here in 2 pools of 5. So each pool plays a full round robin, 4 games. So the top team in each bracket goes to the A final, and then the B final, and then next 2 goes to the B final, and so forth and so on. Yeah, if you're 4th, you're in the D final. Okay, fairly easy to figure out. The tiebreaker is actually a draw that has already been held. So what that means is that the game that we're watching right now, Potomac versus Keep Calm and Curry On, or the game that we would be watching if I were multitasking better here. There we are. The game that we were watching now, the Revengers from Potomac, they are 2-0. They also have a really impressive draw score of 2.875. I'm not sure what measurement that's in, inches or centimeters or whatever, but it's very close. Keep Calm and Curry On is 1 and 2. So, but they have the second best draw in here at 19. So, if they can win this one, A final might be a little out of their reach. In fact, it would be, but
Ooh, my
B,
goodness.
maybe C.
I was worried that would hog,
Yep.
but it did not. Okay.
Now, in the other games that we're watching in this session are all in the blue bracket, and no tie games. As won its first 2 games, 2-0. They have not yet played. This is their 3rd. They only had the 3rd best draw score in there, though. But they're up 5-0, looking pretty good right now. But Eye of the Thai-ger from Philadelphia has a better draw score, and so they could be in pole position if they were to win this. In fact,
Oh, promoting. Do it.
in fact, I am fairly confident in saying that they would win the blue group and advance to the A final if they were to pull this game out. But again, they're down 5-0. On sheet C, we're here for the pad tie is 1 and 1. They're a Potomac club. while the team they're playing, Disgusted and Aroused, our steel belt team, is 0-2, looking for their first win.
Ooh,
You can, of course, tick your own guard.
yes. The
And you
five-
can even take it out.
yes, but the opponents cannot
Right.
with the 5 rock rule.
Right, and I'm not sure that they wanted to do that, although they end up with, well, depends on if you want a center guard when you have the hammer, which generally you do not.
Oh, T-weight, I believe he called for Dylan.
That's what it sounded like.
No, let's look at the call. No, we can't look at the call, and I keep forgetting that we do not have that view, unfortunately. I can show you this view to see where he has the broom. That sweep call was from another sheet, not the one we're on now. Now we have a sweep call.
It's moving down at a pretty good pace. Sweepers are on it. Oh my goodness, it's going to pass the yellow guard.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it will,
Yep.
yes.
And it's gonna
ooh,
get to the.
but how much will
And
it?
it is almost directly on the button. Is how
And very well buried. Now, you could curl around that and freeze to it, but
Yeah.
you're not taking that out right now unless you do the Canadian routine double, which
Well, red is
is
sitting-
there, actually, if you look at it.
Yeah, if you were Canadian, it would be
Right.
great. You could probably do it.
And
All
boy,
right.
these people throw quickly. It's funny that
Here
they.
we go.
Oh, are they going
Oh, no. Okay.
well, they managed to snag the edge of that red, but
Yeah.
it's still gonna stick around way out in the 12 foot on the opposite side from where it was.
Yeah, and I don't think that top one is biting, so I
No.
believe we are looking at 2 red and 1 fairly effective guard. So all 3 of the stones they have thrown so far are in play.
All right, here we go again. Nice release. Not yet. They're not sweeping yet. There was the call. It's slowing down.
Looks like another guard. Of course, a semi-guard. I mean, I think last year we were calling it a shard, if it is both a shot or a drard.
Draw.
If it is in the rings and yet guarding, a dual-purpose shot. Well, the stick went down right away. They have suddenly started picking up the pace. You have an hour 55 to play 8 ends. If you are not at that point, if you're not in your 8th end at the 155 mark, then you will finish. You can finish the end you're playing,
All right.
and that's it.
Okay, almost a double, but it did take out one of the reds, and the shooter also goes out of play. So red is still 2 at this moment. Ah. Nice, relaxing Saturday afternoon. Watching curling. What could be better? I just don't know. Except, what was the gentleman's name in Omaha who can go see the Olympic trials tonight?
An afternoon and an evening.
Yeah, okay, so that would be better, but wow. Enjoy.
I think this has too much weight on it.
Yes, it does.
Is
What do you think? With number 8 total?
This might be, yeah, it's 8 or 9 for the Revengers now
Oh,
that have, through this game, that have just gone out the house.
oh my.
But despite all of their struggles with weight, they are currently leading 2-1 after 3 ends,
Indeed.
including stealing a point in the 3rd end there.
They have kicked away stones on sheet D. We'll try to get an update from there, since that is a battle for first.
This rock from yellow on our
Okay, is this going to tick the red? Yes, it will. And promotes the red. And the shooter itself sticks around. So I think yellow is second. Oh, no, third. Sorry.
Yeah, they're third rock right now.
I really wish our stones were
Yeah.
yellow and green.
We need those blue stones. Or no, I guess blue wouldn't help that much either.
No,
Green would be good.
Green. We need
Or
green.
we need sponsors to give us like a green inner ring.
And I would be okay with that.
Yeah, one of the other clubs I've curled at in the past, one of their sets of rings is a green outer ring, and the inner ring is actually gray.
Wow. Where were you?
That was at the Fairbanks Curling Club.
In Alaska, I'm
Yes.
assuming. Fabulous. And how many sheets did they have?
They have a very nice 6-sheet facility up there. That they have been curling in that facility since the early 60s, and that is one of the older clubs in the country, founded in the early 1900s.
Wow.
Were you able to curl when you were in Korea?
Unfortunately not. The closest curling to where I was all the way up in Seoul, but it's not exactly an easy trip.
All right, this one is coming down with a bunch of weight on it. Is it going to go past the two guards? Yes. Will it take out the red in the center? Yes,
Yes.
it did.
And they are going to be sitting that shot now. And
Is it protected? A little.
I think maybe the inner half of that rock is covered, but I think the Revengers have a good sight of the outside of that rock.
Yeah.
Quick update from sheet C. Disgusted and Aroused, our steel belt team did a very good job throwing up the traditional center guard with a rock buried underneath it without hammer. And a hitting battle ensued. There's actually a very nice draw from Dan Kennedy for Potomac. A good answer from Nick Sanders, but I believe Dan Kennedy did hit at the very end. I believe that is one for. We're here for the pad thai, which makes it 3-2. If they post a different score, I will of course update that.
And that team's name is kind of appropriate because, as we have said previously, this is the Embassy Row Bonspiel. And each time we choose a different country. This time it is Thailand. And the food is Thailand-ish, as best that, we can do.
I should point out I've not seen pad thai on the menu, but the chicken lettuce wraps this afternoon were fantastic.
They were quite yummy. And the sticky rice.
Sheet D has once again left us stranded.
I'm sorry to say I know a group that has a song that's called Stranded. And I may be embarrassed to say that it's Loverboy.
That'll be for Embassy Row, Canada.
Yeah, well, it was about the loss of Scott Smith. Who,
Oh, yep, in a boating
died.
accident, their original bassist.
Yeah.
I'm a bass player myself,
Oh.
and I want to be a drummer, but I keep finding myself in groups that need a bass player and don't need a drummer.
Well, on our featured game here, the Revengers just threw an excellent shot to remove that yellow that was sitting count, and are back to sitting 2 again.
Indeed they are.
We're down into the skips rocks. This will be the first of them for yellow coming up. And that previous shot from the Revengers was their skips first rock.
tip rock for yellow.
Switch to the guard camera too soon, I
Going
thought,
into
but
screen.
you
Is
can
it
see.
gonna? No, it is gonna hit their guard. But is that the plan?
And
I don't think that was the plan.
certainly not to put it there. If they wanted to run it into the house, but I don't think that would have
No,
worked
it's
very well either.
A very nice center line guard.
Yeah,
For the-
unfortunately,
That's not what was needed.
no, and unfortunately, I mean, there's no point in a guard for them at this point because they're not guarding anything. They only have one shot left.
Unless they're
Revengers.
trying to cut their losses and not allow the other team to get 3, just plugging up that hole. I'm sorry, Dylan. What was that?
No, it's fine. I was saying, the Revengers are in a position here for a potential steal again. Because Keep Calm and Curry On has the hammer. But I think that they were trying to do the same shot as what the Revengers had done before, which is draw in and remove that rock in the forefoot and replace it with their own. I think they just were off on their weight.
Oh, here we come. A strategery conversation.
Yeah, if they could call a timeout, they'd be calling a timeout, but I think most of the game has been a timeout. Meanwhile, we have an update from Sheet D. Philadelphia team, Eye of the Tiger, on the board, scoring 1 in the 4th. They are down 5-1.
Yay.
Not sure if Drew's girlfriend is watching this time.
Carla.
Carla does not appear to be watching, or she has gone very quiet.
We miss you, Carla. Oh, maybe she went back out to Wawa to get a good sub.
Can't blame her for that.
Oh, heck no.
As we leave the camera on our deliberations here on Sheet B,
Ask him what he wants.
Dylan, what are they debating between here?
This, yeah, they're looking to put a corner guard out to try to take away a draw. And really try to,
Keep red to 2.
well, they'd be trying to protect their own from being taken out. And force and basically make it impossible for Keep Calm and Curry On to come in and stop the steal. This will be the last rock at the end for the Revengers.
And see if we can get back to the hack. There we are.
Yep.
Hello.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
A Band-Aid has been delivered to one of the players. That would be Rock Daddy, I believe. There seemed to be some initial disgust with that delivery.
Yeah. Well, it won't hog, that's for sure.
It is gonna
Ooh.
carry farther than they had intended.
But it will go in the house, and it will be a counter.
I don't think
if-
that's a bad result.
No. Look at the long shot view. Is it undercover? Well, it's providing cover for the stone behind it on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's
okay, so if you're yellow, how do you score?
draw
Draw where?
from the right, but you've got to anticipate a lot of curl. It's going to get past the red guard, and
That
then
really has to go a long way.
yeah, basically that is a John Schuster at the Olympics
Yeah.
shot. I remember watching that game when they got that 5 under, the look on his face. The look on his face. Oh my gosh.
Michael Parker, assistant dean of something, says they need to pile another one in, make them draw against 3, and he might end up with a steal of a couple. I believe that you wrote that before they did all that, and looks like they followed your advice.
Yay.
Even if it was somewhat accidentally.
On purpose.
I don't know, that is, even from where the broom was, unless they wanted a much lighter weight, I think that was about right.
From where they were holding, from when they were conversing, it looked like they were intending to leave it out in the guard zone.
Yeah.
But to try to, prevent any damage to their 2-point steal. But right now, they're currently sitting in a position to steal 3 with just the hammer remaining. Kind of forcing Keep Calm and Curry on to try to get a little fancy with this last shot in order to prevent that.
Unless they go straight down the center line and promote their yellow that is sitting on the center line to the button exactly. But getting that timing down, yikes.
Yeah.
That's not something you can do on a Saturday morning breakfast extravaganza.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, if you do sign up for one of those Saturday mornings, it's 10 days ahead of time. It's 2 Wednesdays before the Saturday. Check our website. It's curldc.org. That's CURLDC.org. And look for Saturday morning breakfast extravaganza. And we do feed you breakfast. We have made references to Scrapple a number of times. That is one of the items that is typically offered. But there's also bacon, sausage.
Plenty of eggs, plenty of potatoes.
Yeah, we do at least 4 dozen eggs, if not more. Yes, we do. And the eggs go.
Okay, we finally have a delivery on its way in our feature game. I'll let you two describe it as I try to look at the other sheets.
Well, the stone is going down the sheet.
It's like,
Sweepers are on it. I don't know if it's going to help them at all.
I don't think this has enough weight to do anything.
No,
if it's even going to
unless-
hit that rock.
Is
No,
it?
it's
It won't even. So what are we looking at?
That's a 3-point steal for the Revengers.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's really going to blow this game wide open.
yeah.
That'll put them up 5-1.
Well, good for them. And now it's the other team's turn.
Once again, proving that even with having some struggles early on with weight, that they have turned things around and have a healthy lead.
Oh.
I've gone to the all-sheet view so you can see Michael Dobbs throwing his hammer. There is 1 yellow at the back of the house. If he hits this, it's going to be for 2 or 3. He does not have me sweeping and falling onto the rock, so it looks like he might be fairly successful, and yeah, he got it. Let's see, is that 2 or 3 for red?
Looks like it might just be 2.
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
We'll get a correction from them if they hang that sometime soon. So 7-1 for no tie games. Michael Dodd's very much in control there.
Yeah, you did not miss anything on our sheet B game.
Nope, because I've got all 4 screens up.
Yes. Although you cannot see the red rock currently, but it is a very nice guard out front.
Very high guard, just past the just past
Hog
the hog
line.
line. Sorry.
Just.
Well done, Revengers, says Mindy. Indeed, very well done.
Very well done. Ooh.
This looks to be another very high guard. This time,
Yellow.
very right on the center line. Not usually what you want to do when you have the hammer, but
Hey. There's a reason we're not playing. All right. right, here comes the next red stone down the sheet.
Certainly looking to draw in behind these guards this time.
Yes. Oh.
Well, they got by the guards. Is it going to stop?
I don't know.
I don't think that one's going to.
Nope.
Nope. So, showing you a clean house. Unfortunately, not the series that Niecy Nash was in several years ago.
Ah. No, I was going to say, don't come to my house. All right, here we go. See what yellow can do this time.
Another attempt to draw around, and
This one looks like it may be a little more successful. Certainly less weight on this rock than there was on
Previous
that rock.
red.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get it to the center line to be.
Philadelphia team, you can see, fond of having both sweepers work on one side. There is sometimes a debate over how successful that is, but in terms of almost trying to steer,
Okay.
in terms of trying to augment or slow down the curl of the rock.
Here we go. And you see, he just Lego.
Avengers opting to come in from the other direction this time.
Uh-oh. It's pretty heavy.
I don't know.
Okay. It's approaching the house. Ooh. Oh. Well, I
On
was wrong.
oh my god, on the button.
Yeah.
My goodness. I like to be wrong, so there you go. Nice draw to the button.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just about entirely buried.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the guard view for you, and yeah, that is,
Yeah,
to say the least, not easy to get to.
the yellow team has guarded it well, although I doubt that was the plan.
No, they just used the red team Revengers just used their guard against them, as is so often the case.
Yep. All right, here we go. Next stone for the Bucks County Curling Club.
If they're going to rack on their own guard. So
Yes.
now red is using 2 yellow guards against them.
And the one out front.
With the hammer coming down on sheet C.
Okay.
All right, let's go to that view. Go around. Yeah, sheet C, that was an attempt at taking out a red, but they're going to end up giving up a steal of 2 from the looks of things. So we're only here for the pad tie. Ends up 5-2 in front now.
Okay. Meanwhile, back on sheet B, back at the ranch. Now the deer and the antelope play. Oh, nice, nice. It's going to go to the, okay, back 4 beyond the tee line, but, and if you look at it from this view, it looks protected to me.
Yeah.
But since the guard is so far front, it potentially could go around it pretty easy. Oh,
A little bit lighter weight takeout could probably still hit that, but certainly not one of the upweight peel shots that
okay. All right. Hog line past the 2 front guards, going into the house.
and this is going to hit both of the red rocks, but not remove either.
And out count 1, but not the other. We do have confirmation of the scores on other sheets, by the way. So I will put those up now. You can see no tie games, very much in control. Here for Pad Thai with that steal, taking a bit of an edge.
And we just had the lovely Christine Alessi walk past, bringing a nice breeze with her when she did. Whew. Oh, and again, it's going back the other way.
That is way out there.
Yeah, that one's going to be another one through the house. That one less so because of weight, and more so because the line on that.
So,
Yeah, that just never came back, and
yeah, absolutely right.
as you can see, they're trying the outside, another attempt at the outside line, this time from Butts County.
All right. Is it going to hit there? No.
This one's down weight. It's not going to get all the way into the center.
But it is protecting very Yellowstone in the 4.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point in the game, when you're down 4, I don't know if protecting second shot is something that is really an accomplishment or something that you necessarily want.
Either that, or you know what your team players can do, what your vice can do, and what your skip can do. Curling is a game you can always learn something.
Even if you're Canadian.
No, we are not being upset with the Canadians. We are just joking around.
Just marveling at their prowess.
Yeah.
My apologies for switching around early. I thought that stone had been delivered. It was some ways away from being delivered.
Okay.
Again, as the
all right.
Occasionally deliberate play here continues, and this, well, I mean, it stats up more guards.
Yes, it does,
so
but they're protecting one.
Yeah, so promoting the yellow onto the red doesn't look like much of a possibility anymore.
The Revengers are just looking to preserve another steal here. So
yeah,
stacking up those guards are not necessarily a bad plan for them.
All right.
Yeah.
And this is Rock Daddy, you said?
This is Rock Daddy.
Okay.
Yes, Ryan Hooker, Ryan Rock Daddy Hooker, the man.
The myth, the legend.
The man who doesn't have much of a shirt.
Oh, he's just hot-blooded.
No, I mean much in terms of, I don't mean much in terms of quality. I mean much in terms of amount of material being used.
He doesn't have any sleeves.
Right.
Oh, another guard,
So.
okay.
I'll tell you really quickly, on sheet D, Philadelphia, I had the Thai-ger much in need of a comeback, and they are starting to get it. They've got 3 in play to Michael Dobbs's none. Dobbs is lining up a double on 2 rots that are very close together with the first of his skip rots. Let's look at the deliberations here on B.
And strategy, or as I said earlier, strategery.
Yep. This has been kind of a pattern for this game. The first half of each end has gone by pretty quickly. Been rather efficient with those first 4 rocks for each team. But once they get down to the second half of each end, pace of play slows down. There's been a lot of rocks in play in pretty much every end in this game, which certainly makes play more complicated. Looking at the other end of the sheet, it looks like there's only 2 rocks that aren't in play that have been delivered. So
I think you are correct, sir. Oop.
there are, if I can count correctly, it looks like there's 10 rocks that are in play between, you know.
I don't know, Dylan, where did you grow up and go to school? Sorry, just kidding. If your parents are watching, that was just supposed to be fun. Yes, I will not quit my day job, as my father has told me many times.
On sheet D, Michael Dodds picked off one of those yellows and has shot right now, but there are 3 yellows in there, so kind of a nerve-wracking end here for Michael Dodds and no tie gains. Granted, it helps to be up 6.
All right, B is the first red skip rock. And we think it's just going to be another guard.
Yeah. Well, again, to take a look at the house here, red
Is
does
shot.
have something to guard here. Oh, are they looking at a run back here? Let us take a look at this.
I would. Yes, indeed. Oh, but there is the red. Ooh.
They're certainly talking about it. Looks like they're trying to line up a hit on that yellow that's right on the center line.
Oh boy, sheet D, they took out Michael Dodds' rock, and so Philadelphia, line 3. No tie gains about to have their last shot, and they will have nowhere to hide. Michael Dodds is looking at a double takeout that could limit this to 2. I'm assuming that the one, oh yeah, the other one's not biting. So there are 3 yellows in the house, no red, no guards.
Wow.
And let me quickly show you that house while they're deliberating.
Yeah. It's all yellow.
Okay, we'll get back to our game now that the,
Deliberations
now-
have ended for now.
yes, now that we have negotiated peace in Europe in 1918, hopefully with a better outcome.
Yes, because anyway, I've been trying to become a World War I SME, but I'm not there yet. SME, subject matter expert. I can't even speak today. Ooh, that one took a sharp turn.
That one certainly did. You'd have to think that might have picked on something.
Yeah, maybe it picked on I mean, it hit like a little something something. For example, maybe a bit of frost, which redirected the stone.
Michael Dodds barely missed the double. It's going to be a draw of 3 for yellow. All they have to do is touch paint.
Oh.
Philadelphia over there.
Which is good because I believe the score, they are behind. So,
Oh yeah, they're behind by 6.
So the
So
Philly,
they could have the lead here, and make it a game because
well, they have 2 right now, right? Yeah.
what, in play?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so it's a draw for 3.
Which would definitely help their score.
It would have the score.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are we looking at on this sheet? Where time just seems to,
Skip rock.
yeah. Meanwhile, on sheet D, the Skip Rock 1 full end ahead now, and they are working it. Oh my goodness, is this going to come up short? Or are they trying to play 2 in? I think they're trying to tick 1 in and have their shooter roll in. They might have done it. Did they do it?
All right.
Did they do it? Someone tell me over there. Did they do it?
We're looking at a skip rock here on sheet B. Oh,
Did they get there 4? 3. Okay.
well, from this angle, it was 4. So
Well, we're not looking very good. Meanwhile, so I take it you two have been watching this.
yes, we have been, and it is another guard being thrown by Reg. It's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 stones in play.
We had 14 on sheet D earlier today.
Yes.
I think we're about to tie that again.
I think so, unless we see a quintuple takeout of sorts. So.
Yellow looking to try not to give up another steal.
Well, if they do, it would only be 1.
But they've given up a steal twice now. Yellow hasn't scored since the first end
Wow.
in this feature game.
But it is not over yet.
Well, on sheet D, they hung 4. So that's
Oh, they
7.
did?
Yeah, they're saying 4.
All right, and on ours, we have the skip stone. Oh, wrong end. All right, here we go. I don't think that's hitting the house. Well,
No, well, they're
no.
gonna.
It's going to hit into the red guard, and
This
that's
is a run
not
back
it.
of sorts, but
It's gonna result in another 1-point steal for the Revengers
Okie dokie.
to extend that lead to 6-1 after playing 5 ends. Meanwhile, sheet D has already started the 7th end.
yep. And that was, again, to confirm, that was 4
Wow.
for Eye of the Tiger. They on a shot where they managed to tick one shot in.
Very nicely done.
Mindy Carlson informs us that for the Revengers, the lead is her kid and the second is her husband.
Oh, yay.
I was not aware of that, Mindy. They were playing quite well, as the score indicates.
Which team?
The Revengers,
Okay.
the game we are watching right now.
Just okay. I wanted to make sure I was calling her the right surname.
All right, so that would be Henrik Carlson.
Mark
And-
and Mindy Carlson.
Henrik Carlson and Mark Carlson playing with Camille and David Schlonger.
And because on the other team, we have a couple of Finkelsteins.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wanted to verify. Not want to get somebody's name wrong.
Yep.
Oh, is that?
Yep.
No, it's going to pass the hog line. Just.
No, Mindy, very definitely from Potomac and not Butts County.
I mean, I would suggest Mindy take a run out and get some Wawa coffee, but I don't know where the closest Wawa is to where she lives.
I'm not sure where Mindy lives. And meanwhile, we have a comment that says, sleeves have not yet been created that can contain Ryan Hooker's arms.
Good one. Very, very nice. And we will keep our eye on Rock Daddy. So,
Rock Daddy guiding this one down, but not really on it right now. Looks like it.
This one is going to end up far wider out than they intended,
oh yeah.
but they had intended to have that as a
Undercover.
Intended to have as a guard, and right, because they did not want this in the house, because if you're up by 5, keeping Rots, knocking Rots out of play is generally a good idea. Now, is that what the call is here?
Not
Or
sure.
is she drawing around? Oh, that looks like she's trying to draw around.
It
and
looks like that's
isn't
going to
get there.
hurl
Oh,
over onto their guard.
Uh-oh. Is that going to no, it's going to make it past the hog.
You keep thinking things are going to hog. Ye have little faith in our ice.
Give me a little bit less patience. We can round it.
All right.
6th end concluding on sheet C.
And they're hanging a score, which we appreciate.
Well, almost. Ah, yellow has 4 on sheet C.
So they got 2 in the 6th?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not watch much of anything that happened over there in that end.
We are gathering guard stones.
Very
Shoot.
high guard stones.
Bravo, yes.
So sheet C, our closest game, that is 5-4, although Philadelphia making quite a comeback in the 6th end.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, just a little slip.
But that looks like it's not going to clear their first guard.
No.
No,
I believe I heard someone say I don't want any guards, and yeah, if you're red at this point, you really don't. So you don't want to let yellow, you don't want to let Keep Calm and Curry Orange start hiding some stones behind a whole bunch of guards, no matter which color they are.
Yeah, what he said.
Keep Calm and Curry On, which tends to play very quickly on its front end and then very slowly with its vice and skip.
All right.
And
How far into the house? Oh.
very far into the house.
Yeah.
But sticking around.
Very nicely done. Is it under any sort of cover?
It's partially protected on the center line side, but
Yeah, just a hair.
There's plenty of room.
yeah,
Yeah.
Plenty of room, and
There's-
you don't.
there's definitely a takeout in play on this, and that is what they are going for right here.
Good. Good thing. All right, here we go. Nice release. Just Lego.
Because while this is only the 6th end, the Revengers are going to start looking to just keep things pretty clean inside the house.
Oh, uh-oh. Ooh, is it gonna?
Got
Yes, it will. Just. Very nicely done.
So yellow's still sitting one way out at the 12-foot, but I expect that won't probably make a difference by the end of this
Yeah,
end.
It is
Yellow
complete-
definitely needs some crooked numbers here.
It's unprotected.
Oh, that is already curling quite a bit and is going to end up in that pile of guards.
If it gets there.
Yeah, this one,
Ooh. All of a sudden, just stopped.
Okay, well,
It's.
I think they were at the point where they were sort of rooting for it to hog.
and that's what they're
Yeah.
going to say.
Or it didn't matter whether it hogged.
Yeah. They're taking that one out of play.
Oh,
So the Revengers now looking to draw in and hide one of their own behind that wall of guards.
I believe that is that Camille?
Should be at this point in the lineup. So Mindy's family guiding this one down.
Oh,
A little rub, and yeah, again.
bounced off one of their guards, so.
I'm going to take a quick look at the D house.
There's a lot of rocks over there I can see, but
Yeah, I thought there was a red in the center there, or there's a red close there. But,
2 yellow.
yeah, 2 yellow.
Okay.
We're on Vice Rods over there. Let's get back to this game.
Yep. The man that we're told sleeves have not been invented. to continue.
The man who defies sleeves.
This is another yellow rock here that is
Ooh,
under.
slowing down.
This is
Okay.
going to be staying in play, but that is
Yet another guard. They're
Yeah.
building a nice fence here.
I would say at that point they would have preferred to bury one, though. I think.
yeah.
Behind the 3 red.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because now you're getting where you're throwing out so many guards that it might be difficult to get in there for a shot, or red could get in there for a shot.
Yeah, looks like red is going to try to do that.
Yep.
Go behind the wall.
Sign for T-line. The unmistakable sign for T-line. The unmistakable sign for, get this right here.
Here we go, Camille.
While this is only the 6th ending, you usually don't want to start counting rocks at this point in terms of how many you have to keep them from being able to have. We are getting down there in time. Only about 15 minutes left before the cutoff.
Really?
No, we started at 12:45. So,
Yeah.
oh,
bit
wait a minute.
after.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm.
They might not get an 8th end here.
I wouldn't expect they will with their pace of play.
Yeah.
They'll only get through the 7th. Meanwhile, our other 2 games will likely be
They'll
able to
get
play
through
all 8.
Yep.
Because sheet D looks like it's almost all the way done.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
right.
just a few rocks left, and sheet C is already halfway through the 7th end.
Sheet D, I think this is a must-hit shot for Philadelphia. And I don't think they hit it.
All right, here we go, Rock Daddy.
All right, Rock Daddy.
All right, the stone is on the way. And I'm not sure if you looked close enough, but on his tank t-shirt, it is very tropical, going along with our theme of Thailand.
Yep.
Okay, so
Well, they have
Uh-oh.
just peeled that red guard and knocked it into the house. Oh, boy.
And it
And-
is somewhat protected.
and it's also counting for a second
It
one
is
for
second
red.
shot, as,
Yeah, it
as you can see in the
is.
house right there.
Oops.
And that is very protected.
But the end, the end hasn't happened yet. It's not the end of the end.
Yep. And it looks like Revengers are calling for one to be around the top of the 4.
You find the one line that curls on the hit.
Getting down to the skips rocks here.
On D, Michael Dodds is about to throw the first of his skip rocks. They're just 1 end ahead.
Oh. I believe I'm getting a nice breeze, nice odor.
I didn't do it.
No, from the kitchen.
Oh.
Yes, they are currently working on dinner, obviously.
You have to bear in mind, I work in an elementary school, so when I hear odor, I think of other things.
Okay.
All right, here
A
is
nice
our shot.
scent. How about I look at that?
Our shot from, I believe, David Schlanger.
Yep. That would be him.
Yeah. First of our skip routes. Now, I believe he just wants to get this past that yellow guard, and really anywhere on that draw path would be good. You know, if it's counting, great. If it's not counting, fine.
He's just clogging up the works.
Yep, making it very difficult for yellow to score. That may have drifted a little bit
It did.
farther than they wanted.
So there's still a lane for yellow.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Looks like I can't tell from the ice that's being given if they're trying to,
Draw in or take out.
yeah, if they're trying to hit and roll off of this red, or if they're just going to try to draw into the center. At this point, honestly, the hit and roll might almost be the easier shot,
Alrighty.
but it's about the same ice regardless of which call is being given, so
Back to the hat. And we're off.
that is a little up weight, so that's definitely looking for the hit and roll. It's curling, it looks Looks like it might actually.
Okay. Uh-oh, it may whiff.
Oh,
That's a whiff.
that is definitely not what Keep Calm and Curry On wanted there.
No.
We'll take a quick look at the house on D, where Michael Dodds is about to deliver the hammer. He is lying 1, which would give him an 8-5 lead heading into the 8th and final end. This being Michael Dodds, he tends to be kind of aggressive. He's going to look for a way to get that net shot, or is he? I don't even see a broom being held down, so I'm thinking this one, thinking he might just take his 1 and go into the final end. So.
Back at the B ranch.
Yeah, he's even curling it towards the outside on that last shot over on the on sheet D. So he's very much content with his 1. Oh,
David Schlanger, skip for the Revengers. Okay, his stone is on his way. Okay, past the far hump, approaching the house.
gonna try to get it to.
In.
And he's going to out count, so that is now currently counting 3 for
Three.
red, but still has the hammer coming.
Yes,
On sheet D, Michael Dodds accidentally promoted one of the yellow stones. It is a steal of 1 for Eye of the Tiger, which has come back from 7-1 to make it 7-6.
Oops.
The good news for Michael Dodds and company, they have hammer.
But Eye of the Tiger is
Right, the
sneaking
Tiger
up.
really coming back hard in that one.
Okay. Is this the last stone of this end?
Yes, this will be the
Indeed it
hammer
is.
here in the 6th end
Mm-hmm.
for our feature game. Meanwhile,
Which will probably
Sheet-
only go 7.
and sheet D has just started. The first rock of the 8th end is already being delivered.
Yes, on D, yellow has 6, unless you did that already. Bo. Ooh. All right, it took out 1 red.
And left
So-
2.
Left 2.
It's another 2-point steal for the Revengers. And
8 to
with
1.
only 8 minutes left before time, they are.
They're going to call it final.
Yep.
They're calling it final. All right,
All
final
right, so
score.
8-1
on
final. And let's see what we can do about switching.
Hit C. Oh, you picked D. Okay. All right, sheet C is a close game. 5-4. 5 for here for pad Thai, which is quite yummy, by the way. And 4 disgusted and aroused.
This is the first of Dan Kennedy's rocks here.
Yeah. Oh, and they also have a nice fence.
Yes, they do.
A nice picket fence. All right, let's see what this one does. Oh,
Oh, that's.
oh, yeah, it's gonna
Okay, he managed to push it out
wide.
wide,
All right, let's
so he didn't do any damage there.
All right, going to peek at the house, Disgusted and Aroused. Again, looking for their first win.
But
Certainly,
it's,
if they can steal 2 here, that would help.
And
but it's all about the fun.
it's hard to tell right now. That one on the left side of our screen right there,
Could be biting.
that could be a biter. It's hard to tell with the camera angle.
Mm-hmm. You have to stand directly over it and look.
Yeah. And obviously the camera is centered directly over the button, so it gives a little bit of a crooked view on the outer edge there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hey, you know what? Ken has done a lot of upgrades.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So who knows?
It's
Maybe
just
next year.
even in the most professional of curling broadcasts, though, it is difficult to get a purely overhead view.
Skip rock on C.
Yep, this will be the last rock for yellow
Yep.
here on sheet C.
All right.
You're looking to just put another one in the house here.
Yeah, just and
Yeah.
at the same time plug up that
Oh,
everything that's over there.
and that's quite a big port they left. That is left open. Ooh,
Okay, so
in the
2
house.
in there. All right, so red will need a double here to Oh boy, to cut it to 1, or can you draw in here? Can you draw in here
Ooh.
anyway?
That is a very tight draw. I'm not sure you can get it to draw right to the button.
Yeah.
No, not, at least not coming in from the right. Maybe you want to attempt to promote from the left, but
That's what a Canadian would do.
and we're giving our friends to the north a lot of credit.
Yes, we are.
They are lining up a draw from the right.
Maybe they're just trying to cut it to 2. 'Cause
Or-
right now it looks like 3 yellow, maybe 4.
They could curl it in and sit 8 foot and limit it to just 1 on
1.
that steal.
They could, yes indeed.
That wouldn't be an overly difficult shot.
Hey Carla, it's your boy over on sheet D. It's in the. Just so happens from this angle we can see the hack from sheet.
Yeah, the sheet is on the delivery is underway on sheet C from Dan Kennedy.
Okay.
Wanted to leave it at the hat so we could all look at it. Well, this might outcount 2 of them. And
Yes,
it does.
and
So
it
it,
does.
so it cuts it down to 1.
Dylan, you were spot on.
Yep, and not a bad outcome there. So 5-5, but they will have hammer. Sheet D, it's just, boy, things have really changed so much on that sheet. Now you're about to have 2 in play for Philadelphia. Granted, they're at the back of the house. We might switch over to sheet D at some point.
This 8th and final end starting here on sheet C.
Oh boy, and yeah, a house just, a shot just goes through the house.
Oops. And sheet D, they're already in their 8th end.
They're halfway through, and that was, boy, things are,
Going fast.
yeah, Michael Dodds might be looking at a
Where we?
draw to save the game.
Where are we on this rock?
That is a perfect center guard.
Alrighty.
In a tie game here for on
In the
sheet
7th,
C.
yeah. We're here for the pad tie from Potomac, has hammer. Could be shaping up to be a clean sweep for Potomac if they can, if we're here for the pad tie, can score with hammer. And if Michael Dodds can avoid giving up a steal. Now bear in mind, tiebreakers are
here.
a draw.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're anticipating this stone. And the men are just escorting it down. Evidently, the stone knows its own way. Oh,
It is going to stick
Ruh-roh.
around,
Yes,
but
it
it is
will.
very deep in the house.
yeah, and not protected.
Yellow here looking to put another center line guard just in front of the house this time on sheet C.
Okay. Is that Ellen? That must be Ellen for this one.
She's
it
been
is.
playing lead.
That was Ellen's 2nd stone in this 8th end. Okay, and they wanted another guard. And they got it.
Nice shot on sheet D for Andrea Dubin, I believe, for no tie games to start to cut down the damage in the house and actually leave red shot halfway through that end.
Okay. All right. Okay, where's this stone headed? It's coming into frame now.
Very similar line to their first one, but this one does have a little bit less weight. So So it's going to stick around in the top of the house instead.
Looks like it's almost protected, but again, for Canadian, that's a routine double.
All right, so Rohrbacher is now about to deliver her first stone.
Oh, I'm
Or
looking
Disgusted
at
and Aroused.
Oh my goodness, I did say Ellen, and I'm looking at the wrong set of players. Please accept my apologies.
Sarah Sanders delivered the first 2 rocks for the yellow team in this game on sheet C.
So, Family Sanders, please accept my apology.
Again, they have changed up the order from what was originally listed, so yeah. It's been hard to keep track because Sarah Sanders is listed as being the vice, but is throwing lead rocks in this game.
So, this is, again, if we do use the wrong name, that is just a reminder that we are not professional. Well, Bo kind of is. We are an all-volunteer club. Everything is done by volunteers. All right, Redstone coming on down. It's going to enter your frame shortly.
And it's coming down from the opposite side of where they were coming in from before. And this is going to be a very good shot if it curls a little bit more.
Oh.
Didn't quite get the curl they were hoping for, so it is a little exposed. But it is very, very much in the center of the house, you know, at the edge of the 4-foot. And now Rohrbacher is going to deliver her second rock. And Skip Nick Sanders calling his sweepers on emphatically. And they're just going to...
Another guard.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if they're trying to plug up that port, they're doing it.
This is a tight game, and they don't have the hammer, so... Dan Kennedy's team has the hammer here in this last end. And he's currently sitting with 3 in the house.
On sheet D, no tie games. Facing 4 in the house is going to blast out some guards and try to leave Michael Dobbs a shot to win at the end.
Okay. And on B.
C.
C. I'm a one-track mind. Okay.
We're here for the pad tie, just leaving a guard to protect their shot rock.
Okay.
Oh, that shot for Michael Dobbs did not work at all. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Michael's going to face a very, very tough draw in a game that they were leading 7-1.
And on our sheet, it's approaching the house. Ooh, will it take out one of the reds?
It is going
hit.
to.
Yes, it will.
So that's going to still sit number 3, though.
Hmm.
And that rock is mostly covered, but there's still going to be some of the outside of that that you're here for the pad tie can see.
All right, back at the hat.
I am going to need to show you the last shot on sheet D, which is coming up shortly. And unfortunately, I can't do a
scroll
can't
up.
quite, well, wait a minute. I can do, okay, let's just do all sheets and take a look at that.
Okay, Red
What you're
Rock on its
not,
way.
yeah, what you're not seeing on sheet D is where they're holding the broom, which is way out there. I don't know if he's attempting in-off or, oh, no, he's going to try to draw.
And on C, the redstone, another guard. Building a nice wall.
All right.
Do you think Michael Dobbs is just trying to save
Well,
save this end? And
I mean, if he can draw to the 8-foot, then he goes, and they go to a tie-breaking draw.
Okay. On sheet C, that stone is going to enter the bottom frame shortly. It's past the hog. It's past the red guard. Is it? No. Another guard?
Are we going to have a measurement on sheet D to determine who wins? Let's look at this house.
Oh.
oh,
I think,
I think that's only one. For
if it's
yellow.
only one for, okay, they're saying one yellow. Are they going to kick everything away? They're kicking everything away. So are we going to have a draw?
Yep, they're taking. Michael Dobbs is taking his red rock back to the other end of the ice for a single draw shot.
So we have to repeat here. That game was 7-1 after 5 ends for Potomac's no-tie games. Eye of the Tiger scored 4 with the hammer and 2 straight steals. And it took a very good shot from Michael Dobbs to avoid giving up more than 1 in that final end. So just a stunning comeback for the Philadelphia team. And if you're handicapping this, in the draws that they made before the tournament, that would be the tiebreakers here. Eye of the Tiger had a draw of 5.125, out-counting no-tie games by 9.625, which means they would be in first place. They would clinch the pool with this. So if they can, once again, have a better draw than Michael Dobbs, this looks warm.
Yeah,
and by warm, I mean hot.
This is going to go through the house.
Oh, my.
Yes, it will. So.
Through the house, so.
Is
or
it going to hit anything on its way?
Okay, it is full 12.
So there is a lot of house that Michael Dobbs can hit to clinch that game.
And on C, how much paint are we touching? We are in the 8-foot.
It's going to stay 8 foot.
Yes. So if you're red, you're sitting 3. If you're yellow, you need to.
Yeah, and there's just down to skips rocks here in this end.
Yeah,
so.
get some work done.
Yeah, this is the first of the skip rocks for yellow, which is Disgusted and Aroused. I'll just keep the camera over here and let you know if Michael Dobbs manages to get that shot in there.
Nick Sanders lining up a hit on his own guard to promote his yellow that is sitting in the 12-foot farther into the house to outcount. That's what he's looking for.
It's okay, switch, dude. Okay. Strategy discussion over. Nick Sanders back at the hack.
And Michael Dobbs on sheet D is delivering his 1 draw shot to determine the winner of this game.
Sweepers are on it right away, but I think they're in control of it. It looks like they have enough weight to get in there.
They have to hit 8 foot in order to outcount. It is slowing down quite a bit. And, oh.
What? Oh, it ended in the 12?
But
ooh,
the
Oh,
yellow.
that's the wrong house.
wrong house.
So never mind.
But that yellow rock was moved out. I think they measured where it was.
Okay.
They did.
So they're going to...
Sheet C, yellow has done some good. They are now sitting 1.
Michael Dobbs appears to be exhaling, I guess, in relief.
They're still working the measurement.
I mean, it's the sweepers who should be exhaling in relief, because if he got it there for the win, it's on the sweepers. Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
No, by like an inch or so.
Yeah. And Michael Dobbs just...
Is hanging his head. I'm assuming that means eye of the tiger.
No,
Oh.
they moved the red rock in, and I believe it's Christine, who won? Yep. By how much? Less than an inch, we
Oh
are
my.
told, for no tie games.
After 8 full ends, it comes down to less than 1 inch.
Yeah, and after, again, a 7-1, what a comeback effort by the Philadelphia team, Eye of the Tiger, with a very deceptive 2-2 record. My goodness. Well, they lost their first game to this game that this team we're seeing now in red. We're here only here for the pad thai, or we're here for the pad thai. Not only here for the pad thai, just here for the pad thai.
And we have 3 rocks remaining on C as in Charlie.
And
Rounds of applause for both teams here.
Coming off of sheet D.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Carla, that would mean your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Carla's probably not even watching
Carla has not commented today. Carla
this afternoon.
might have other things to watch. Yeah, Carla was watching this morning. Yeah, Michael Dobbs now bent over in relief.
All right, here
Yeah.
we go. Skip rock,
I've played with Michael Dobbs. I can tell his reactions.
Dan Kennedy.
this one is up weight.
Oh, yes it is. Is it going to promote? No, it's going to just.
And it's going
Take
to
out.
miss everything else and go out the side, sneaking
Ugh.
its way between all those rocks.
Right. So we have 1 rock left for each side. Let us take a look at this house. And let's see.
Yellow has snuck in.
Yeah, yellow has shot. Now let's take a look at where it is. Yellow is fairly well buried, but if you could touch that red rock that's in the 4-foot.
Can push out that yellow.
Yeah. Now, is there another guard right there? There is not. So it looks like the shot selection here for Nick Sanders is going to be to guard over there, cut down that path.
And preserve the takeout, and preserve the steal.
Correct.
That would seal the game.
Yes, it
Correct.
will.
Because an effective guard here, and then I don't know what Dan Kennedy could do in response.
All right, here we go. Pass the first hog. Sweepers on it. Both young ladies. All right, it's entering your screen now, and
Looks pretty effective, but I think they want to get just a hair over from there. I don't know.
It
Is
is
that
a-
enough of a port to get through there? And
I think there's enough there, but that's a very, very narrow, very little margin of error on that port.
yeah, if you
So it looks like they're actually talking about coming over from the other side and getting a little fancy here. I don't think they want to risk that small port.
yeah.
well, basically,
Yeah, okay,
they're
well, Dan
just-
Kennedy just pointed at the shot that I've been looking at.
last
Yeah.
stone.
Looking to line up that run back of their own red
Oh,
over into the shot rock.
oh.
So do you take the long run back where you know you're going to be able to hit the rock, but then you have a long, it's a long way and a big margin for error, or do you take the shorter run? Oh my goodness, now they're looking at another long run back to run the yellow to Dan's right. Well, let's look at all of them. Let's look at
Yeah, I would go through the port, although.
for a second he was looking at a yellow a yellow run back that, and then it almost appears that he forgot that, oh right, there's not a red in that path, and we actually threw a promote a red in there.
This is going to be the last shot of the game, so everything hinges on this.
Right.
Yes,
It's safe to say there will not be a blank.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no way
Right.
one can take out all those stones that are in the house.
Yeah, we will not be going to a tie-breaking draw here. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stones in play.
And 5 are in the house right now.
All right.
And
Broom is down.
the broom is by the
Outermost yellow
the
guard.
outermost yellow. So
On the
I
right
think
side.
they have opted to run that rock into the red, into the yellow.
All right. Back at the hack. He is ready to
All right.
deliver his stone.
And we'll try to keep an eye on that as it comes down. Oh, that's so nice. Haley Rohrbacher just moved out of my way so I could see it. That's so nice of you. If your relative's watching, or Harley Rohrbacher, I'm sorry. Okay, the shot should be coming to view now, and
Oh.
Is it gonna
no,
work? Is it-
a little bit to the
no.
outside? A little bit to the outside.
Yep. And that's going to be it.
Yellow.
So, second straight steal for Disgusted and Aroused, our steel belt team. That is their first win. It means every team here
has a win.
has a win.
Wonderful.
So, let's recap what's going on here. In the red bracket, the Revengers, with that win, they go to 3-0. They have clinched a spot. In fact, I believe our A final. No, it's not quite set because on your feature game at 5 o'clock. Actually, no, because we're here for the Pad Thai just lost. So, in the blue bracket, No Thai Gains is 3-0, and then you have a gaggle of teams with 2 losses. So No Thai Gains will be in the final. I believe the Revengers will be in the final for red because they are 3-0. And even if Natsu Tai were to beat them tonight, the Revengers have the tiebreak edge from their draw. So, in red, Revengers 3-0, Natsu Tai 2-1. They play each other this evening at 5. Keep Calm and Curry On is 1-3. Colonel Lewis Morgan Porter is 1-2. And Troll School Alley Sliders is 1-2. And Christine is looking at my standings instead of hers.
Oh no, I'm updating my standings based
Oh,
on this.
based on this. Okay.
So this will refresh in just a minute.
Yes. And so Christine is updates. Oh, and there we see the win for Disgusted and Aroused. Indeed, every team has won. So again, reading down, the Revengers 3-0 with the heavy tiebreak edge. They are in the A final. Natsu Tai is 2-1. They will play Revengers tonight. If they win that, they will take second place. Keep Calm and Curry On 1-3, but they would have tiebreak edge over the loser of Colonel Lewis Morgan Porter and Troll School Alley Sliders. Both of those teams at 1-2. So the winner there. Well, actually, there are 2 teams that have a 72 tied at 72 tiebreaker. Look, just tune in tonight at 5 and watch all this happen. I am relatively confident that the Revengers and No Thai Gains will be playing in the A final tomorrow. Everything else all to play for. Wish the best to Eye of the Thai-ger from Philadelphia. What a game they played. What a comeback against No Thai Gains. And they are 2-2. Their destiny's out of their own hands.
And as
Actually, no, I take that back. Now that I look at it, they've clinched second because they're 2-2. In fact, Disgusted and Aroused did them a favor by beating We're Here for the Pad Thai, because We're Here for the Pad Thai drops to 2-2. but Eye of the Thai-ger has the edge there. So Eye of the Thai-ger will be in the B final. We know that. From the red bracket, I have no idea who's going to be in that final. Natsutai, if they win, they're in. If they beat the Revengers. If they don't, then please consult your local calculus teacher.
Okay, and a quick sum up of the games that just ended. We have the Revengers 8 to Keep Calm and Curry On, and 1. That's on sheet Bravo. On sheet Charlie. Here for the Pad Thai ended with 5, but Disgusted and Aroused ended at a 6, so they won. And over on sheet D as in Delta, no tie games, 8. Eye of the Thai-ger, 7.
And I'm not sure if that's officially listed as 8-7 or if it's 7-7 with the tiebreaker. We'll have to ask Ken if he wants to start adding asterisks to his stuff here in all the wizardry that we have here. Thank you for following with us today as we all catch our breaths and prepare for long drives on the Beltway.
Yeah.
Yeah, do tune in at 5. Dylan, you're here at 5?
Yes, I will be back at 5 o'clock.
All right.
Wonderful.
And I am done for the day, but I will be watching from home. And
Happy.
from the National Capital Curling Club, a stone's throw from the Potomac Beltway. Did I say that right? National Capital Curling Center, home of the Potomac Curling Club, a stone's throw from the Capital Beltway. This has been the Embassy Row
Bonspiel.
Draw number 5.